Hey y'all, welcome back to Bits of an Artist's Life. This is Sandy here, and I am so glad that you guys enjoyed the last video. I actually ended up inspiring myself from looking at all those old sketchbooks of watercolor paintings and picked up watercolor myself and played around in my sketchbook a little. And speaking of sketchbooks, that is what I want to share with you guys. In this video, I wanted to do something a little different, something I've not done before. That is have you guys come along and sketch with me. I have been doing something different that I've not ever done before. I've been taking one day and sketching it, just picking out things from that day, doing quick little sketches, not thinking much about it, not thinking about composition, and then also just writing either words or recording thoughts about that day. Here's a little bonus picture. This one day I just decided I wanted to try doing some faces and paint them super fast. And it has been so fun. I will tell you this though, the very first one I did not enjoy it at all. I hated it. I didn't like the way it turned out. I didn't enjoy doing it, nothing about it. And thought, okay, well that's it. I'm not doing this again. But then the next day I went in the studio and thought, I think I'm gonna try that again. It has been very addicting. What it's doing is helping me sharpen my drawing skills, and I'm drawing things that I just normally would never draw. I'm not very good at sketching from memory. I love the act of observation. And so I'll either put objects in front of me, like what I'm going to do in this sketch. I will be bringing objects from the grocery store and placing them in front of me. But things that I can't put in front of me, maybe a restaurant we've been to, or I don't know, just random different things, I will pull up things from Flickr just to give me a visual. So I thought I would set up the cameras for you guys. I had a grocery shopping haul that I did that turned out really well. I enjoyed it and I wanted to do it in watercolor. So I thought I would do the sketch again and paint it with you guys. So you'll see here, I've got some of the objects from my grocery haul here in front of me. I'm just using a plain old Bic ballpoint pen, like nothing special, cheaporama. Then other items that were like needed to go in the fridge or freezer, I just snapped pictures of them with my phone and pulled them up on my computer so I could have that here to look at. Unfortunately, this first part of the sketch of my drawing, I deleted on accident. Womp womp, big bummer. You probably didn't need to see the whole thing drawn anyways. One of the reasons I've really been enjoying sketching lately with this ballpoint pen is because you can make very light lines with it. So you can do just this like simple light sketch just to see if you're liking what you're doing, and then you can go back over it to make it darker. And you'll see me do that here. I go over the lines multiple times to make it darker and give it just a bigger line, which I've really been enjoying. I did start this banana and really wish I had not put these lines in. They did not add to the banana, and you will see that the whole way through working on this banana, I keep trying to fix this thing and it never gets fixed. I try to put a label, you know, the little blue sticker that comes on your bananas. Nothing worked. It just is it. So there it is in all its bad glory. You may also notice that I'm actually holding the pen kind of high up. I'm not holding it really close to where you normally would for when you were writing. I want there to be a loose, wiggly line. I don't want perfection. I'm going for a loose fill in the sketch as much as possible, and holding the pen further up gives you less control. You'll also see that sometimes I do what I would call air drawing. I'll draw that object out in the air, not actually on the paper, because I just need to get a visual. For some reason that helps me get a visual of will that object or word work there. So you'll see me do that several times. Anytime I'm doing letter work, I always go over the letters at least twice to make them darker. I just like that look with ballpoint pen best. Actually, I usually do that with a lot of my other pens also. So I'm just gonna continue filling in gaps and spaces with the different objects that I have, looking a little bit at composition, but really just enjoying the time to sketch. And I will repeat items that I either like or that feels like it will fit the space well. You'll also see me stick in words. Sometimes I'll write things like fun or yum. I don't know, just things that kind of capture the item or the experience. I've also taken items that I'm sketching here from packaging. So you'll see peanuts. I put peanuts, kind of scattered them around because they were actually pretty fun to draw. But they were on the packaging of this like peanut date bar that Grady got. And I liked the drawings of the peanuts on the actual packaging. So I put those in my sketch and they were nice shapes. I will also think about putting 2s or 3s together. Sometimes I'll overlap. You'll see if I'm doing the berries or sometimes these banana chips. I'll overlap those. So I just kind of think of those compositional things. And I'm actually not really drawing anything to size. As you can see, this head of lettuce is tiny compared to the banana chip. I don't really care about getting proportions right. I'm just looking at the space and filling the sketchbook page up in a way that looks nice. All right, guys, so something else I wanted to mention about these sketches where I'm capturing one day on just one sketch. I am misspelling stuff like crazy. I mean, I'm not the best speller anyways, but what I'm finding in these sketches, especially the ones where I'm writing a ton, I am misspelling things like crazy because I think, one, I usually have a podcast going, and then 2, I think I'm focusing more on like the layout, the composition, are the letters looking nice, and usually also just enjoying the process, and I'm not concentrating on the spelling. And so there are just misspelled words all over the place in these sketches, and I'm just leaving them. I'm just leaving the misspelled words. All right, guys, now it is time to paint. Let's put some color on this sucker. So I've got my watercolor set. I have been for 2 days now trying to get these dried up watercolors juicy again. They have been dried up in this palette for forever. So I've been wetting them, sealing my little palette up in a baggie to keep everything moist. I really like gooky, smushy watercolors. I don't like to have to, I want to be able to stick my brush down in that paint. And I'm so rusty on painting with watercolor, guys. And I found that this sketch I painted much thinner and not as vibrant as I usually paint. If you saw that video that I did last on my art journey, I show a lot of my old watercolors, and they're much brighter and just thicker paint. I'm just really thin in this and not painting the way I used to paint. I'm very, very rusty, but it was still a lot of fun, and I'm going to be getting these paints out more with some other future sketches. So I'm just going to slap paint on it. I'm not trying to even stay in the lines. I just want to play with the paint. I want there to be some movement. I don't want the whole thing filled in, as you'll see here, even with these peanuts. I'm just kind of slapping some paint on there. I'm not trying to be detailed or show form. I just want some color. A lot of these items were kind of this like yellowy, neutral, brownish kind of color. And so I would just change the color just ever so slightly each time. Here I am starting to mix up a green. I want more of a dull green for the olives, and then in a minute I'm going to work on that lettuce, which was probably my favorite thing to paint on the sketch. So now I'm taking that same blob of paint and knocking it up a little. So I use some of my cerulean and the lemon yellow, and I want to let that dry because I always like the edges to be shown. I also enjoyed mixing up that dirty pink for that sweet potato. That was a lot of fun too. You'll see as I'm mixing colors, I do show the palette some. I want you to see how I mix the colors. I don't mix the life out of them. Like if you just beat watercolors to death, you destroy the pigment. So you really want to just deal lightly with it. I'm actually mixing a lot more than I used to. You really just want to know your palette, know the colors, dip it in there, dip your brush in there, and then just give it a little swirl just to get it up into the belly of that brush. The way I mix greens in literally every medium that I have, oil, flash paint, gouache, watercolor, whatever, my favorite mixture of green is black, an ivory black, which is kind of a bluish black, and one of my yellows, either a lemon yellow or a cad yellow. It makes a gorgeous, more natural green. And then I will push that with other colors, either a cerulean blue to make it really bright or add some red to actually dull it down even more. It's just a great go-to green mixture. Then right here with the salad dressing label, I took just wet brush, no color in it, and swiped it along there, and some of the other color that I already put down will kind of run into that. Like I did with this bagel sesame bottle also, I put some color down and I'll let that dry, and then I'll go back with a wet brush and pull some of that color out. I'm finishing up this sketch here, but I wanted to show you one other thing after I'm done with this sketch of what I did the next day for another kind of capture the day sketch. I did want to mention though, as I'm cleaning up my palette, I'll just use some of the mucky water, wipe it down, and then I will store it in a plastic baggie. So hopefully things will stay kind of wet, and every other day or every couple days, or just whenever I actually think about it, I'll spray the paints down to keep them a little juicy. All right, guys, well, here's the final piece, and it's fine. I have to say I'm not in love with it, but it was fun to do for you guys. All right, so the next day, I decided I wanted to pull out some clothes from my closet, just different shapes, and wanted to sketch them. I also pulled out some jewelry and just laid everything out. Actually, I had some on the other side of the studio too that I forgot to record, but I just had clothes hanging all over the studio and pulled out just one colored pencil and sketched the whole thing, and I think it turned out so cute. It was really a lot of fun. I'm actually going to do this one again because it was so much fun and pull out different clothes, and maybe even pull out some of Grady's clothes. That could be fun too. At the end here, I also just wanted to show you some more of the sketches, either close-ups of ones that I already showed you, but also some extras here that I was doing while it took me forever to edit this video. I did several more, so here they are. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. It's been a lot of fun for me. This was a little bit different video. Let me know if you would like me to do any more kind of paint with me, sketch with me kind of videos, and I will see you guys next time.